Nestled among the trees on the banks of the River Suir is the home of Austrian artist Gottfried Helnwein. This very impressive structure, Gurteen Le Puer, was built in 1886 for the first Count de Le Puer. Located just outside the village of Kilsheelan in County Tipperary, it has been home to Gottfried, his wife Renata and their family for the past 10 years.
Every day when I step out and here's the morning fog and the sun comes in, I think it's the greatest privilege to live here. I think it's the best country, and I love Tipperary, Waterford, because I'm right at the border. So my heart belongs to these two counties, Tipperary and Waterford. And I love it. It's like the most serene and most beautiful place I've ever been. And I have, during summer, we have many friends here from America, from Germany and Austria. And most of them have never been in Ireland. So they usually say, wow, that would be, I always wanted to go to Ireland, so that's a good excuse. So and everybody, after a while, feels that whatever he is involved in is falling away. Like here, you change, you can't help. So it's a great place to meet other artists and museum people and writers and hang out and talk. You know, it's really great.
Gottfried became an Irish citizen in 2004.
I have a slight accent, so you can tell, but I'm an Irishman. I have an Irish citizenship now. So that's why I will add an O in front of my name.
Oh, Helnwein has a certain ring to it. But what was it about Ireland that attracted this international artist and his family?
We came here 11 years ago, actually. It was a moment when I thought I want to move to a great place in Europe. Because I work in America too, but I always need a base in Europe. Because I'm deep inside, I'm very European. And I said, if I have a base in Europe, it must be the best country of Europe. And so we suddenly got the idea, go to Ireland. I didn't know anything about Ireland. I had no idea. I just remembered this song, It's a Long Way to Tipperary. And it was Christmas 11 years ago. We came here, rented a car, and we were driving through the country. And it was raining and storming, and nobody was on the street. And we fell in love with the country, and we decided that will be our home. So that's when we moved over here 10 years ago.
Gottfried and his family divide their time between the castle in Kilsheelan and LA on the west coast of America. He has worked with many high-profile people, including Sean Penn, the Rolling Stones, and fellow Austrian Arnold Schwarzenegger has one of his landscapes hanging in the governor's office in Sacramento. Many of his high-profile friends have travelled to Kilsheelan, including Marilyn Manson, the American musician and artist famous for his outrageous behaviour. He married Dita Von Teese in Kilsheelan in 2005.
He visited me here several times, and Dita was here, and then when they decided to get married, they asked me if they could do it in the castle, and we did it. It was fun.
Has he been back?
He hasn't been back, and the marriage is over, as we know. So, but he is in Germany right now.
Gottfried was born in Vienna just after the Second World War. The post-war society he was born into was a dreary place.
And it was a bad place to be. People were depressed, you know. You have lost 2 world wars, you know. Hitler was gone, everything was destroyed. And as a kid, I always thought, I don't want to be here. This is not a good place. That's not. So I felt nobody was singing, nobody was talking, nobody said anything. I never saw anybody smile. And it was one day, that's very important in my biography, when I got my first comic book in my hand. It was the Donald Duck stories. When I opened the book, I stepped into Duckburg. And I was in a different land, you know. So, and that saved my life, really. It was my biggest inspiration artistically. So Donald and Disney always plays an important role in my work.
But the images of Mickey Mouse depicted by Gottfried are not the ones we're familiar with.
I think any artist is always a reflection, a mirror of the times and the society he lives in. It was always like that. So if you live now in the 20th century, I can't help to see and observe what's going on, you know. So it's like some of that will always pop up in my work. that's why I also want to live I need a certain time to be in an urban environment. You know? I need to see how deep we are already falling. It's the second fall of the Roman Empire. You know? So I have the feeling that the Western world is really falling apart. So I want to be there, and I want to be a witness, and my work is a way to describe that, to talk about it.
His work has been variously described as provocative and disturbing.
I find the world around me disturbing. There's also nice things, especially here, where everything is green and beautiful and sane, but the planet is a tough place right now. And if you go around with open eyes and you see what's going on, it's a scary place.
Gottfried uses a wide variety of techniques in his work, including photorealism, and history and politics are a recurring theme.
I was always interested in photography, so it's a combination of digital technology, photography, 21st century, and the tradition of Western painting.
He has exhibited all over the world, but recently his work was on view in Waterford.
In a way, I want to give something back. I think it's a great privilege to be able to live here, and I love to exhibit here. So that was, when they asked me, I thought that's a great possibility. I like to do that.
Now, of course, something that a question that everybody watching will want to know: how much to own a Gottfried Helnwein?
They're far too cheap. They're far too cheap, but it depends on the size, what type of painting it is, but it could be 100,000, 150, 200, it depends. But when it's smaller, it's less, of course.